Alrighty. Oh, wait a minute.
Players, welcome to round 7.
Player announcements first.
You have 35
Player announcements.
minutes.
We gotta let them know what's going on. So, welcome back, audience members, to another exciting round. We're now here in round 7. We have a doozy of a game. I don't want to hype anyone up because we all know what happened last time. But we have Eustace Captain Kid versus Purple. We haven't had a purple deck after, I think, round 2.
Yeah, I think that's the last time we
round
saw
2. So this is an undefeated purple deck versus an undefeated green deck. I mean, green, no surprise, but I'm excited to see how he handles this matchup 100%. So let's go ahead and sit down and see what's going on. So we have Kevin Lee on purple Kaido and Andrew Duvall on green Kid.
First of all, what kind of opening hand do you think the purple player is looking for?
Onigashima.
Every matchup.
No, certainly. Yeah, that card definitely makes a big difference. Yeah. Definitely two titans of a player did not age well. It did not age well.
Twitch chat coming through.
No, Twitch chat, look, come on, man. All right, so let's see what's going on. As a Eustace Captain Kid player, I think what the Eustace Captain Kid is looking for is, again, another good question. I think Eustace Captain Kid in this matchup is looking for a more aggressive start. So lower to the end cards that can attack, that can become attackers, such as Nekomamushi's, even the Killer if he's playing it, as well as the Okiku. Those are very strong cards to get that early aggression. And the 7-drop Kid, obviously being a powerhouse. So let's see if we... let's see what these guys are doing. I think they're both mulligan in here. Definitely want a good start. You know, it's round 7. Yeah. You don't want your hand to be definitely the deciding factor. So I really do enjoy that we have that beautiful mulligan system.
I would imagine the purple player mulligans quite often.
Oh, no betting poll? Do you guys want to bet on this one? Where are my bettors at? Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. Yeah, we'll set up a poll to see who thinks what deck is going to take. Oh, you did it? Oh, broken. All right. So then we got the poll set up. Enter your suggestions or guesses now. All right. So no more Mully. We're ready to start. Let these guys cook. Yeah, definitely. I was talking to Duvall, who stated that in a best of 3, he would love to play Kaido, but in a best of 1, he wants the consistency of his deck, so he went for the Eustace Captain Kid. So we see, one of the better starts for Eustace, which is the Jewelry Bonnie, passing it back to the Kaido. And in true Kaido fashion, the pass.
Okay.
First turn pass.
It's just establishing a board here.
We definitely want to see like an Orochi to kind of contest this Bonnie, but, it is what it is. So we'll go ahead and put 1 Daunt, swing real quickly. The Eustace Captain Kid will take this because there's no real threat, and Onigashima will see it on curve. Very important. Very important. So we'll pass it back to the...
We already see 1 9-drop in the Kaido player's hand.
No.
Kind of heavy there.
His hand is looking like a couple of jacks. So double Babanuki, double X Drake, and a 9-drop. I gotta look at Duvall's a little bit. He's gonna go ahead and Jewelry Bonnie, and he's gonna search for the 7-drop. Again, one of the key cards in the matchup. Really important, very, very quickly.
7-drop alone is something that needs to be answered immediately.
And I appreciate this Raizo swing. 5. Immediately, give me a card or take a life. This is fine. Draw a card as well. So getting that bonus value. We don't really value our board, and we value that early aggression. Still have 3 Dawn up that we can...
Kaido player takes it, goes to...
As usual, they really do take those early hits, but with those Babanukis in hand, it's a little bizarre, and then he drops...
Kiku to contest the queen possibly next.
Yeah, no, the Kiku is very, very solid here. Again, early aggression cards that become attackers, Raizo, Kiku, things like that. So he's doing, what he's got to do, as well as the Kaido player is defending. Although I do find it weird that he didn't drop a Babanuki. When does he expect to play Baba?
Like, really looking for king. That's the board that's already being massively established on the kids.
100%, 100%. So we'll go ahead and
not looking like a good Babanuki. Possibly coming down this turn.
I do like the attack from Kevin Lee. 2K on top of a 4 is really, really good. So we will see the Babanuki here. And Babanuki is a really strong attacker, but we still just left the Jewelry Bonnie up. I understand that we had to remove the Raizo because he's an attacker, but this Bonnie is now going to get value. So we're going to go 5 again. We're just going to... And he pitches the second Baba.
Interesting, though, that Andrew is on the play, so he has 7 Dawn this turn. It is going to make activating Jewelry Bonnie and playing the 7-drop this turn kind of hard.
Very difficult.
So leaving the Bonnie on this turn is actually, I think, okay.
But if it doesn't get it now, it'll get it later. You know what I mean? It is... Oh. Right, so we're going to go attack again with the Okiku for 5. He takes it here. He didn't want to drop an X Drake, which I understand, and we're going to see the 7 drop just quickly established. Even though the 7 drop is an exceptional card, into the face of a Babanuki, you know, the purple player is probably feeling a little okay with that, you know what I mean?
I think so. But the kid player is easily just ignoring the button.
Oh, 100%. We just
It's very easy just to attack right past that.
Kid's game plan is very simple.
Yep.
Get him to as low life as possible and make sure that he has to defend with his big cards, right?
Kid drop this turn.
He's going to go ahead and a 5 drop on top of the Okiku. There's no need to protect her. She has done enough, right? He's going to go 7 here. I don't think he defends this. Oh, he chooses to defend, so he'll go blocker, and then he's going to pitch a 1K.
Well, it does make sense. Don't take the life here when you think he's going to 10 drop.
He's going to jewelry. This is the reason why this is a very good sequencing by the Kaido player, because now we have this 10 drop or this 9 drop that contests the 7 drop, right? So now he's going to have to out combo a 10 out of a 7, which makes it really difficult, especially since he just pitched a 2K.
Yep. And this is where the Raizo really helped out. He drew a couple extra cards, so maybe this is some just has right now.
Certainly. So he's going to go ahead and he really does need to defend this.
There.
No, he has to, right? Because he can't 10 drop the 7. So this 7 now gets to freely rain on his opponent, right? So he's going to go 5 at face. I respect
it. You see the blast breath in hand? No Dawn open. Yep, so we're wasting 2Ks to kind of get out of that.
He's just trying to keep up as much Dawn as he can, and now he's down to 2 life. And the Eustace, and then we'll see the A drop here, and he's going to pass the A drop right here. He doesn't need to swing with his, and he needs to use his effect, and it's looking really solid.
Some value for the 10 drop in next turn, not this turn, because you did use the 9 drop, so you have some free reign here.
Correct, and that's where the kid player saw the opportunity to see, I'm going to play my big hitters this turn because I have a free turn, right? So very solid. That's why he pitched his whole hand.
Yeah. And you're feeling pretty confident on the green side here. You have 4 massive attacks coming across, where Kaido sometimes doesn't have the counter power in hand.
No, certainly. So the Kaido player is going to have to like back off a little here. He's going to have to keep a little gas in the engine, you know, in the back, in the end of the tank. He has to keep some blast breaths up. He's going to keep some Dawn up for that, and that's maybe will hinder his turn just a little bit. So he's going to go ahead and 5 at face. The green player taking it here, going down to 3 life.
I like it. I like taking the life there.
I'm down.
It helps you protect your tapped 8 drop next turn.
He takes this life as well, and now it starts to get a little dicey, right? So this 10 drop will also just take a life, and he just easily took all that, and now we're stuck in a really difficult position, right? So within the following turns, we're going to have to see the Kaido player be able to deal the damage that he needs to, but again, it's a situation that happened earlier. When there's an A drop established on the board, do you really want to give him more cards in hand?
It's tough. Even good cards like right now, Queen so strong against these 8K, 9K attacks.
No, these attacks are all coming in like at crazy values, I think. You know what I mean? He's going to start coming in at 9 threshold off the Eustace, off the 7 drop, I think. The 8 is immediately 9, and then the leader will go in for 7s. I believe that's what he's going to go for the following turn. So we'll see how he does it on the crackback.
Change your mind at the last second.
But he will go ahead and play a cheap blocker, which is very solid in this board state. But after giving him so many cards in hand, a Nekomamushi and Izo still opens up quite a turn for him.
Hit Higurashi early, so we are still holding on to this Nekomamushi.
Yes, sir. There's no need to play him out. We'll have a lot of active Dawn on the purple side, but remember he needs to hold back 2 to 3 Dawn, maybe even 4 to bluff like a Thunder Bagua.
Definitely want to hold 1 for that blast breath.
Yeah, he has double breath up. I think he needs to hold up double breath. He's going to go ahead and play X Drake, which is really weird here, in my opinion.
It's the pressure. If you do survive this turn, you have a lot of pressure, and you can go for the kill on the following. Like the X Drake, especially if you kind of don't have anything to spin.
It's just a little difficult to set up the kill when you know the A drop's going to be sideways next, right? So you're going to have a weird turn. But definitely the green player went ahead and pitched an A drop, and keeping up 1 Dawn, 9K.
It has a couple of easy attacks here.
These are just really easy attacks. So, and then we'll see a 9 from the 7. Yep, just as I saw. That probably will go ahead and take a life. He can Blast Breath plus combo out of it if he so chooses. I'm not sure if he's going to go ahead and do so. I'm going to go ahead and get another 2K to hand. So he has double Blast Breath, a 2K, and a 9 drop. then deciding how much he wants to invest. And then the 7, yep. No, I think he still lives this turn, but certainly he's going to be put at a very weird life threshold. That's exactly what the Eustace Captain Kid player wants to do, right? So he's going to put him in a weird point, and then on the following turn, use as a leader to close out the game. Defend as much as possible. If he can keep the 7 drop up, amazing. If he can't, it is what it is. But the 8 drop is just going to be there to deter a lethal, which that's what he does.
And you are pretty safe knowing that your cards can't be answered by any of Kaido's effects. So pretty confident there too.
Certainly. So again, ending the turn off there. He restands, he swings it again and keeps up 2 Dawn. And you know what that 2 Dawn means? Pawn Gibson. So you better start checking this kid at 12, even to try to, claim it. There's also a bunch of cards in the green player's hand. I think there's 5 cards in his hand. He also has a Waterfall.
Waterfall going to be really powerful. Let you stand your 7 drop after
No,
a cheap
Waterfall
block.
on that 7 drop is going to go really hard here. Because a lot of times what people do against this 8 drop kid, right, is they'll 8, and then they'll use their bigger attacker. And if he goes and does that, falls into that fallacy, he's going to just get bodied by the 7 drop. So we'll see how he does it. He has a lot of cards in hand, and he still has a lot of combo power. He doesn't necessarily need to...
10 drop here is still not an option for him.
Certainly, no. He can't 10 drop at 0 life.
Nope.
It's
Well, he also can't because he has, 1 tapped.
Oh, well.
1 rested Dawn. Yeah.
But let's say he did have it, you certainly can't do it. So he's going to go a 10 at an 8, which is interesting, right? Because now the rest of the cards really have to go in there. So that's going to trigger the Pawn Gibson. So he no longer has the Waterfall, but certainly now he missed on his biggest attacker.
Yep. Pawn Gibson just adding so much counter power to the green.
So yeah, definitely. There's still 9 active Dawn on the purple Kaido side, which is nothing to scoff at. See how he wants to proceed with this turn. So 3 Dawn on this. Very solid. I like 10 at 8. 10 at 8 is a very good number.
Demands a lot of cards out of the kid's hand.
Yeah, and that is 2 cards out of your hand, and then he still has like potential lethal threatened, right? Because let's say if this 8 drop does fall, still burn for 7, and then he's gonna take this. And he understands that that's what's coming down here. Now that he's gone ahead and he has established 3 Dawn there, he only has 6 Dawn left. There's no feasible way that he can stop the leader from just finishing the game. So all he needs to do is survive the turn. But it is sad that we lost our Waterfall Eustace combo. It's really, really nice.
I really wanted to see that.
I do like that combo. It's
Gibson's
nice.
kind of my favorite event card from the green. I think
it is certainly
the event
very
trigger
good.
is incredibly powerful for kids.
That is one of the reasons I've been such an advocate of playing it higher than the Waterfall, because that trigger in life is game-breaking in the mirror match and versus the Law deck as well. So he still has now 6 Dawn left. He needs to present a number that is sufficient to deal with this kid and then still possibly threaten lethal beyond that, and that's very difficult to do.
Considering the queen here.
Now, the queen is not a bad play, but if we do commit to the queen, we do not have enough Dawn to potentially stop this turn from happening, and we're in the same position. We're going to be 9, 11, 11.
Yeah.
Which is...
Two incredibly strong attacks.
Those are really, really good numbers, and unfortunately, I don't think that that's just enough.
Straw sword time.
I mean, if he straw swords this, he straw swords this.
Yep.
But I don't even think he needs the straw sword. Being at 0 life here with an A drop on the board should just be enough to finish off this game.
Yeah.
There are a lot of cards. 5 cards, just kidding. That's not a lot. There are 5 cards in the Kaido's hand. So again, 9 is going to be the first hit, and you can't blame him because that's an easy one.
Yeah.
That's going to go.
It's easy, and it's a little bit of insurance for next round.
No, it does what it has to do. So this is going to probably trigger a Blast Breath plus a card. But then how do you answer the captain?
Right.
That's the big issue, right? You have 9 Dawn left, so remember 3 for the restand. You have 6 left, and then 6 on 5 is 11. And then he just understands that it's game, and Duval takes it on the Eustace Captain Kid.
Kind of exactly how you spelled out. Some early pressure, and then the Kaido player is just not able to defend well enough in that late game there. So
it really was, after you play enough games of One Piece, this is in set 1, so it's not too out there to imagine that we've played many games, right? So I've played a lot with Duvall. He's very aware of what his win conditions are. He plays the purple deck. He plays the green deck. He's an absolute titan of a player.
The Titans are back.
The Titans are back, and this time I can say it because he won. So
I'm glad you restrained yourself.
So Andrew Duvall, if you guys don't know him, he is the world champion for Dragon Ball Z. He is the 2-time national champion for Dragon Ball Z back-to-back. The guy is a monster at this game. I played a lot of games with him, so I didn't want to, jinx it in the beginning, but I'm glad that he was able to take the W at the end. It was a very close game, though. Kevin Lay played it very, very well, having the Onigashima curve, as well as every other card. He just could never 10-drop, right?
Yeah, I do love how tight the game actually ended. If the kid player had stumbled at any point in the last round there, the very easily taken it. So